very few false steps, an excellent understanding of what offenses are trying to do.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Getting it to their playmaker, Cordero Patterson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
And many use the running game like boxers do. Body blow after body blow after body blow. You may not get what you want early, but those add up, and by the fourth quarter, you can break a big one.
Let's see what the defense dials up here. 3rd and 4. Play clock winding down. 3rd down, it's Adrian Peterson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
And Forbath will put this one through, and the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So, of course, they wanted to find the end zone, but when you go on the road and your first drive results in points, I think you're pretty happy.
You have to be, because you've taken it to the home team in this case. And while you may not have shut up the home crowd, you've quieted them down a little bit. Good way to start.
And the wide out in motion. Now a play fake here on 1st down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Off the play fake to Rawls. Wilson. He hits Jermaine Kearse. And he's brought down after a good gain. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Block it in motion right. Now they'll run it on the toss. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays, pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
Block it in motion right. Here's Thomas Rawls with his first carry. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
They stay on the ground. Rawls again. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Block it in motion right. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game. Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. In motion left is Baldwin. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. Give him 9 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. Now they'll run it on the toss, and he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I like the call. Inside the red zone running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
In motion is the tight end, Graham. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now Wilson on 2nd down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Throwing is Wilson. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. So now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Rawls. And he is going to lose yardage here. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. It's off by Captain Mutterland. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now out comes Minnesota. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
The play clock's running down. They run again on first down. Peterson. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
Time running out here on the play clock. They'll run it now out of the gun. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Second down, sacked by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on third? We'll see. On third down, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. And it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's a punter, Jeff Locke, to kick it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, the all-pro returner from 2015, Tyler Lockett. Returnable for Lockett. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
There's Wilson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary, a nickel look. They'll come out in the pistol. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So on 4th down, here's the Canadian-born punter, John Ryan, to kick it away for Seattle. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. First down, Bridgewater. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Second down now after the incompletion. The center receiver in motion to the right. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
It's not always...
And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Jeff Locke now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Jeff Locke now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And now a high kick, but he hit it straight up. And looking up into the sun, he's able to make the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime.
Strong left. Strong left. Strong left. Gotta go in and out. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he's eventually brought down, but not before he reaches the 39, just shy of the 40. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the D-line's going to spread out. On 1st down, Wilson. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
And they'll run it here. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there. The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Block it in motion right. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's got daylight. 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. 65 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And this is no good. He missed it. Not a good start here in the kicking department as this remains a 6-3 score. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned. Because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Bridgewater on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 11 yards on the pickup, and that leads to a Minnesota first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 5-yard pickup, so essentially they get the penalty yardage back, and it's back to 2nd and 10. Slot man moves right. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, in motion. Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, in motion. Fourth down, they're going. Bridgewater. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the 3rd quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a 4th down play.
Diggs going in motion right. A 10th carry now for Peterson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result. Because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move, to influence the defensive front, to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on off direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He can run for it, and he will. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And Forbath will put this one through, and that will tie things up at 6-6. So they come away from this opening drive in the 3rd quarter with only 3, but at least it does draw them back level.
And that has to be job 1. A touchdown certainly would have been nice. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you get the rest of the second half to try and get yourselves in front.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
Let's see if they dial it up this drive. This is complete. It's Baldwin. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. Back now in Seattle, Washington. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. So the offense has it 1st and 10. In motion is the tight end Graham. Now they'll run it on the toss. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. In motion, the tight end. They'll give it to him right up the gut. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd.
Playing coverage here.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
Fresh set of downs here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
Now it's Wilson. He gets it to Baldwin. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
In motion is the tight end Graham. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Tie game here. Time starting to run down. The defense really needs to try and keep this game tied, see if they can get the ball back for the offense. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. Block it in motion right. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Another run, but this time it's Rawls. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Back to the ground on first. Again, it's Rawls. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And this seemingly endless drive continues. Lock it in motion right. On second down, Rawls. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
It looks like they might be expecting a pass, an extra DB in on 3rd and goal.
That's how the game has changed. Now we think pass first, even in goal line situations.
Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver, and it's 4th down.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break... Tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
And now then, it's a big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th. But, Charles, there is still time left for a final drive.
Brandon, you know they would have liked to take the clock down just a little bit further, at least under a minute or so, but this was not over yet, especially since they just need a field goal.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah, a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Bridgewater gives to his tailback, Peterson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And they have really been able to contain AP, and because of it, they've got the lead here in the 4th.
And they've done a really nice job in this game. A lot of group tackling. Rare that one guy gets him on the ground consistently. They've done an excellent job of containing him in this game.
He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And some room to maneuver. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a 1st down.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. To throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
He's back to throw. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something in our central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
I think what we just...